Before we close out the book of Revelation today, turn up volume here. Before we close out the book of Revelation today, this is Friday's Bible study done the day late on Saturday. And if you watched Thursdays, we showed you why July 5th is such a high watch day for Mystery Babylon to open the book of Revelation for the Lord. It's obviously the Lord that's actually doing it. The Lord just runs all the evil through the demonic realm. So Mystery Babylon obviously has a role to play. Like when you watch a movie, the villain is always the heavy. The heavy is Mystery Babylon, which is basically anytime you turn on your television set or listen to a podcast. Joe Rogan, probably number one media member for Mystery Babylon. But yesterday's study, we showed you woe, which the word woe is in every title of the TV series Wednesday. And on this past Wednesday, March 6th, that's when I searched it. That's not why I searched it. I was hearing woe to you, scribes and Pharisees. And we know that the right eye, deadly wound Bible verse begins with woe to the idol shepherd. So we know that Wednesday is a definite reference to Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, which she did mention in the movie. And when I looked up woe in Jewish gematria, it was 955. So I went up 955 days and it landed on July 5th. And the freaky part is anytime you go to 1117, if I run 11/17/1959 to July 5th, it's 65 years, 7 months, 18 days. You're always going to get that 718. Now let's make it 11/17/1969. 55 years, 7 months, 18 days. You're always going to get that 718. 718 was when they released the Dark Night, which stood for the darkened right eye, or the right eye utterly darkened. Woe to the idol shepherd. The sword shall be upon his arm, or shall be upon his eye. Jeez. It's his right eye and his Zechariah 11:17, King James Version, Bible Gateway. It's I said Revelation. I want me to just woe to the idol shepherd that leaveth the flock. See, Jesus is the shepherd of his flock, of his sheep. This is that leaveth the flock. So it's the anti-Jesus, it's the anti-shepherd. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. If you run it to 1968, when they had the Heidi Bowl on 11/17, which was the right eye utterly darkened Raiders playing the Jets. Jets killed Donnie Darko. The Jets brought down the Twin Trumps. So 11/17/1968, 56 years, 7 months, 18 days. There's your 718. That is the release of The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises came out on the third day, or on July 20th, or 7/20. That's not a coincidence. That's how the AI, or the ghost of the machine, or Satan and the technology set that up. So now I want to run from, let's run it from $7.18. If you run it from 7/18, the release of The Dark Knight, to our July 5th date, why July 5th? again, 955 days after the release of Wednesday that had woe in every title. Woe begins, Zechariah 11:17, the right eye wound Bible verse. Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. Notice that no matter what, it's always going to be 11 months, 17 days. So it's the reverse. You get your 11:17. So from 7/18 to July 5th, you get 11 months, 17 days. Every single time. 4 years, 11 months, 17 days. I don't know how that works every single time with a leap year thrown in there. Let me run it to 2019 and include a leap year and see if it changes it. No, 5 years, 11 months, 17 days. So it's always going to be that 11/17 because it's counting the months. That's why. Because no matter if the month is 28 days or 29 days, it's in play. So it's always going to be 11/17. Duh. I'm stupid. But you all already know that. All right. So July 5th is an extremely high watch day. I have one other date that I'm never going to share. It was given to me in a time when I just was like, don't share it. But it is in between now and then, almost sort of in the middle, maybe. And it's in the spring. And it's the only other date I would put even with this one just because of another gigantic clue in the series Wednesday and other clues that they've given us, of course. I Pet Goat, clues in I Pet Goat. Yeah. All right.